So I'm not normally one to act out on impulse. Iracing likes to add new cars every few months or so at the end of the 12-week season, which we've just had week 13 come and go. The newest updates rolled out. The Indy 2000 has been put in there. M4. Was there another car? Another Formula car? You got the old classical NASCAR, which I haven't jumped in yet. I don't do a lot of NASCAR driving, so I don't know if I ever purchase that. But one thing I was highly considering was the BMW M4. I think it fits this perfect little niche. And what we're going to do today is do some laps in it. And I'll say exactly what I like about it. And before we jump on track though, the reason I did pick it up is because I found that it had a lot of value to what it can bring, like the options that it brings that I can do with it, if that makes sense. So if we go back to, here we have the BMW M4, all the stats about it. A nice addition to the game, and what they've done, go to current series. The reason why I did get this, and the reason why I think it would be a good purchase for anyone else looking to get it, is because of this category here that is quickly finding itself more and more busy. The IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge. So initially they only had the TCR Audi front wheel drive car. I'm not a big fan of the front wheel drive cars, although I was watching closely on what people thought about it, but never end up picking it up. Then they loaded in the Porsche 718 Cayman, the last big update. So then kind of building up more participation and class or racing brand competition within that. Now we've also added the BMW M4. So this is starting to become a really like full-on series, and it's in the C-Class category. Really fills this void where I feel like you do the IMSA. I really like my Porsche Cup, and supercars kind of on the side here and there. But other than that, if you're not into Formula, there was no real void. There's nothing else to really do there, I feel like. And the IMSA Pilot Challenge really fills that section really good. Now, if you're a newcomer coming in, then the biggest reason I would promote getting this is because of the new BMW 12.0 Challenge. It has replaced the BMW M8 that was once there. And I think this is the best thing about the addition to this car. The BMW M8, giving a D-Class driver a GTE car, I don't think was a very good idea. First of all, because they're so quick, you have less time to react to things. So like the area for error is shortened the faster you go. There's less time to correct things. It's a bit more brutal in the way that, I mean, the BMW is a nice car to drive. I've had to go on my brother has one, so I had to go there. I own the Audi though. But much better to fill this here. Brand new car. If you're looking for a car to get right now, coming out of rookie class, for example, perfect. You get all D-Class to do this. Hopefully there'll be less accidents, although D-Class races are always known for some crazy nonsense happening. And then it also lets you go into road. The only thing about this is that there is a C-Class category for the Porsche Sprint Challenge. So only if you had the Cayman you could do that, although I don't know what the attendance is going to be like with this, because I feel like the volume of BMW M4s sold would be much higher. So what we're going to do, we're going to be on Imola, and we're going to drive the M4 on it, and talk about what I like about it. So the reason I feel like the BMW M4 has a lot of value is because it's replacing the D-Class BMW 12.0 category. It used to be the BMW M8 last season, which I was always a bit skeptical of giving someone that's just come out of rookie. Now keep in mind, to get out of rookie, let's say you have to do about 6 races. I mean, if you get punted a lot and, you know, find out the hard way of how to not push a car, or how pushing a car too far can equal in a big wreck from the MX-5s. Otherwise, you can get out of rookies pretty quickly, right? You get 3.0 safety rating and you're into D-Class. Letting a person with so little experience drive a GTE was a bit, I wasn't sure about. And of course, lots of wrecks happened because of that. So it's replacing the 12.0. I think that's awesome, first of all. I think it's a much, much better car for that category. And we'll do some laps soon. And I'll really try and push the car too much, right? I'll use too much brake coming in, and you'll see how good the ABS system is. I'll hit the throttle too hard, too early, while still turning, coming out of the corner. Normally equals a spin, right? Oversteer. This one will lose traction. A bit of a warning, like, you know, that's not how you should drive. but it's pretty good in how it doesn't hold your hand. It just gives you warnings, right? It doesn't just kill you, bang. It gives you some warnings. So I think it's a beautiful car to drive there. Really, really does well for that category. And not only that, the C-Class race event, the Pilot Challenge, with the TCR front-wheel drive, which did catch my attention a lot. Not enough to really buy it though, because I wasn't really keen on the front-wheel drive aspect. Then the Porsche Cayman joined, and that caught my attention. I'm like, oh, they're trying to build this up a little bit. And of course, now the BMW M4 has entered that series as well, making it so that it is actually quite a volumized series now, which is going to have a lot of racing. They're shorter. I think it feels a really, really good void, whereas the IMSA series C-Class with the GT3, GTE cars goes for 45 minutes. B-Class, you got the 24-hour event, which is an hour race. Now, this one's a lot shorter races, which is why I like the Cup cars as well. It's not as crazy as the 911 Cup car, and it's just a beautiful car. So the value is there, and I grabbed it. It's nice to handle, but there is a few things that I think needs to be taken notice of with that, and it's the fact that this car feels so slow. Now, of course, it's going to be slower than the M8 was and things like that. But for instance, we're going 150 kilometers an hour, 160, and I think because it's so high that it doesn't really feel like that. Like, that is coming up so quick, and I think a lot of these newcomers are going to have a bit of trouble with pushing the car a little bit too hard. Now, like I said, it's nice in the fact that it will kind of look after you a little bit, but not enough for people to be getting that kind of neck and neck, and the pressure gets to them and they brake way too late. And I think that's where a lot of the accidents are going to happen, is coming into the braking zones, because if you are turning a little bit, this car does get a little bit squirrely coming in. So keep in mind, a lot of the accidents are going to happen braking. Just keep your eye on your rear vision when you've got guys come up by your side, to get ready for them to come flying off the track into the wall because they couldn't stop in time. And I think that's because, I don't know if I mentioned it, because I think the car is a bit higher, it doesn't feel as fast. So there's that. We'll jump in, we'll crack some laps of this car. And one other thing I want to cover as well is how easy it is to start. So it has no clutch. So you put the clutch in, I have my clutch bound, went to put it in the first, hit the throttle, and it starts moving. I'm like, wow, that's weird. Now there is actually a test I want to do in this video, and it'd be nice to kind of study. Now hopefully the shutter doesn't move too much, right? What I want to do is judge how far we can get from underneath this stand. Okay, my goal is, with the stand, you won't be able to see it, but I'll put it right at the left window or something like that, wherever I feel is the best to redo a lot. Maybe on this line. And I want to try completely revving it off its guts and dumping the clutch until the auto traction control comes in, or if we half throttle it and avoid, I think this will be quicker, but I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully it is, because you don't want to be, if you know how to start and you have a bit more fidelity to it, I feel like you should be able to outpace someone that just held it flat and dumped the clutch, or dumped it in the first, you know what I mean? But we'll have to measure what speed we get to as we cross a certain point, and I guess, I don't know if that'll work properly. I could look it back on the when I'm doing the editing to see which one actually got a little bit quicker. But other than that, it'd be a bit hard to judge. So we'll crack some laps, see how nice it is to actually drive, and hopefully, if anyone's on the fence about buying this car, these steps will help you make your decision about it, or these reasons why I found that it's enough value in order to buy it. And hopefully it makes out to be a really good season. Now, I did just do a video on the cars you need to own with iRacing. So if you are a little bit sure and you're not sure and you're studying on what vehicles to buy, I'll try to remember to put a card up in the corner of the cars, and I only uploaded it last week, the cars you need to own. And I did mention that this one will be replacing the BMW M8. It wasn't out quite yet, but the video still stands really well. And I have reinforced even more that this should be a car that you buy. Season will be really fun. I'll be doing a full season of it, I believe, because I happen to own most of the tracks already. And I also want to do a full season of the Porsche Cup car, and maybe even 360 sprint cars. So anyway, with that said, let's go and do some laps. Now, here is the start finish line here. So let's go gate 1. That will be on the board right there, okay? So right on the side of where the car joins is where the orange line will be, right where the window line comes up, okay? Facing directly in front to the next grid. We'll try flat out dump, and I'll try and get a reading of what our speed was as we cross the red billboard up there, okay? And we'll crack some laps, do some starts, see how it handles. I have done a few that's quite good. And I'm pretty much wrap the video up, so let's get it. Okay, so holding it flat, dump the clutch, or not dump the clutch. Okay, aiming straight for it. Around 50, 60, 170 on the mark, about I read there. Hopefully that's what you guys got. Now really hard on the brakes, we got cold tyres. Car just slows up nicely. I can get a bit oversteery there, I can feel the rear giving way, but I'm holding it flat and it's just enough power. Oh, I put the put the pit stop on. Just enough power, that was way too slow, that the car's quick enough to look at the speedo, but not going to snap oversteer and stuff like that. Really hard on the brakes coming in. Pretty early on the throttle. It's just a beautiful car. I'm really happy with how Iracing have coded this one in. The fact that they picked this car to add in out of all the other cars that you could have. I think they really hit a good niche spot where this car will excel and make some really good racing. It's got a nice feature where you can't downshift too early. Transmission saver, we'll call it. Now let's break it at 50, man. That's so late. Coming in too hot. And where most cars, the rear would come around on them there. I mean, it got a little bit sketchy, like I said, in D-Class, especially. A corner like that, or this one that's downhill turning, and people are going to try and be on the brakes, is going to be where the accidents happen. But, I mean, it's such a nice car to drive. I'm really excited to drive a car that's a bit slow on the back corner. But, yeah, it should make up to be a really good race. Hopefully I didn't damage it too much, because I want to do this challenge up here again to see if we can beat 170 not holding it flat. Now the orange pole, start finish line, grid 1, and we're looking for the orange to be right as the window starts there. Alright, so now we're going to hold it about halfway, 7,000 revs or so, and we're going to try and push it to the point where the traction control's wanting to come in, but not quite. Because generally with cars, if you rely on the ABS, things like that, you're actually not braking to the fullest extent. You want to be maximizing it just before the ABS comes in. That's how you brake the best. Okay, let's try this. It wasn't the best start, I'll be honest. Needed a bit more lean with the throttle. I think that's about the same actually. Do one more lap, back around, braking way too late, really heavy. They're so nice to you. So just push it out of the car, drive like a maniac, crack it in on full throttle, get some body roll happening, brake and turn, all the stuff you shouldn't do but D-Class will probably have happening. It's actually so nice. Don't total car, please. They're built like a brick. Well, I can't say that. YouTube would kill me. They're built like a strong building, brick building, which is also another really good touch. I think it's part of the new damage model as well with Iracing. Flat out over a crest turning where the back's going to go light. And let's not trail brake. I want to see what happens if no trail braking was a thing, if someone didn't know what it was. Pretty good, huh? Really, really good car. What have I got on? Why have I got the indicators on? What button did I hit? So even if that happens, like they're not going to crash, they'll still hold it together. They'll get a slowdown penalty. So yeah, really good car. Let's go around and try this start one more time. There, that's what I'm trying to do. So what I was looking for there is that we're just on the red of the engine. Rather than look at revs, just look at the lights. Just as they're trying to come red onto the max revs, we click in the gear from there and kind of apply a bit more throttle and hopefully try and drive it away from the start finish line. Okay, so let's try this one. Revving it up. So the red just trying to come in, so we're just hovering around there, see? Still got the ABS coming in a bit early on the throttle. Let's try and clutch kick. It won't even let you. It's got that many, Whoa, Emily used to have a chicane right there. That would be such an awesome corner. Deadly because of the fence right there. I've only just purchased this track along with this car. Now, trying to buy the most value purchases. Just like I mentioned before in the video about the cars you should buy, the tracks you should buy, sorry. I'll put a card to that as well up in the corner. You want to go for, there's a reason you want to buy 3 or 6 at a time. You actually get a discount. So if you're unaware of that, make sure you check the video out and you'll see exactly why and what cars and tracks you should buy. I did some videos on them. Alright, let's try it one more time, see if we can do it. It's going to be about the same. I think it's so infrequent with how you can do it. Yeah, boys, drift it. High speed corner is actually quite nice. Body roll and then hit the brakes and the car still stabilizes itself so well. Overshot it onto the grass, still hit the throttle. Too late in the brakes. It'll just understeer. It'll just understeer when you want it and not crash. So, awesome car. There it is. Reasons why you should buy the BMW. It's a little bit rambly, but hopefully it helps out a little bit. And I'm definitely really happy that I got it. Can't wait to try out the C-Class Pilot Sport Challenge, whatever they call it. And thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.